And my name is Doug Farrar, everybody, and I'm really excited to be sharing with you guys tonight. We are going to keep this somewhat informal. Please use the chat. We will be watching the chat. And if you have questions or something, you can let me know. Sharon, I might miss it, but we also have some of our other team leaders on here that can always pop in and say, hey, Doug, there's a great question in the chat. But my story is basically, I have no gardening background or anything like that. I am like a musician from the city, okay? And yes, Sharon, we are streaming into 3 places, actually. I'm a musician, grew up in South Florida, and went to Florida State University, go Seminoles. I met this wonderful, nice girl named Sharon while I was up there, and the rest is history. Well, Sharon started working with a company called the Juice Plus Company about 22 years ago. And that's a whole nother story for another night. But about, I think, 12 years ago, the Juice Plus Company introduced a new product that because Juice Plus is fruits and vegetables in a capsule. It's pretty simple. We all need better nutrition, and Juice Plus delivers in that area. It's a great product. But they also had the opportunity after meeting with a guy named Tim Blank. Tim Blank was formerly the chief horticulturalist at a place called Epcot Center. If you're not a Floridian, you might not know about Epcot sometimes, but it's at Walt Disney World Orlando. And they have a really cool exhibit where they would take you on this little boat ride. It was called The Land. It was all about sustainability and the future and what's going on with the planet. But then it showed solutions. They took you on this boat ride. And if you've ever been on it, you know what I'm talking about. They have like plants growing from the ceiling and from the ground and all these different hydroponic and interesting solutions. Well, the guy that developed all that technology is Tim Blank. And after doing it for a while and having people ask him like, hey, how can I do this? I want to do this. This is awesome. He developed a system for doing it at home called the Tower Garden. And the Juice Plus Company has since, first we started just working with Tim Blank, but he has left Walt Disney World. He now works with the Juice Plus Company exclusively. He's the leader of our division for Tower Garden. And we now own the rights and the copy, the whatever it's called, the rights to Tower Garden. And this is the only way to get Tower Garden is through a Juice Plus representative. And it turns out it's an incredible technology. And it just really, really works really, really well. Like I said, Sharon was doing that Juice Plus business for about, at least 10, 12 years before Tower Garden came along. But I was still getting interested in that because we help people get healthy. And more than ever now, that's what's happening. We're also aware of like food shortages, food deserts in some areas. What about just the planet and our environment? What about having really fresh produce? Like, even if you're buying, if you're close enough to a Whole Foods or something, you can get really good organic produce. You know that it's costing a lot more now. But also, even if it's organic, it was still probably sitting on a truck and picked a couple weeks ago, or at least a week ago in California, and then shipped across country. And then finally it makes it into your grocery store. My son actually works in the produce section at Publix. I've been in there at the end, and I see him taking the produce off the wall and then rinsing it in water, and just keeps rinsing it in the same water, actually, and storing it overnight. Then they put it out the next day. And I always wonder, how long is that stuff sitting there? Like, what's going on? Well, with the Tower Garden, we can kind of do it all ourselves, and it's just amazing. So it's pretty awesome. We're going to start off with Sharon giving us a little tower tour. Maybe you could also supplement any of my
we've got some supplements
that I just shared, and give them a tour of our Tower Garden.
I will.
I'm going to let you.
Okay, great. Well, now that you mentioned like our local grocery store, I pulled some of our tomatoes off the Tower Garden, and some look better than others, but you won't see one that's imperfect at our Publix. So just know that sometimes the best tomatoes don't always look perfect, And so, you have to wonder sometimes, why do natural ones not look perfect, but the ones at the store look perfect? And that's for you to research. And then we have little jalapenos. I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so it all starts off with rock wool for the tower garden. This is our growing medium. We put a seed in there. How much does a seed cost? Like nothing, right? And
Less than
so,
1 cent.
pardon me?
It's definitely less than 1 cent.
I mean, it's so inexpensive to grow your own food. It's really worth figuring out, right? So you put your seed in here in wet rock wool, and then it sprouts. That's just nature, you know? And then you stick it into the tower garden. So I'm gonna show you the tower garden behind me. And I did it with my phone too, so that I could go out there with this. So I've got to mute everything. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Turn it around. Oh, I got the little thing in front of it. Okay, hold on. I was trying to be fancy. Hopefully you can hear me. Doug, maybe say yes if you can hear me.
I hear you.
Yeah? Okay. Here's our tower garden. It's the, I think it's the taller version. We have an extension on it. So you have 28 different holes that you can put plants in. I should turn on the light too. It's getting a little dark out here, but we love to have lettuce on our tower garden. So ours will always be more lettuce on our tower gardens. We do have one that has so many tomatoes. I'm going to go ahead, since it's not raining. We thought it was going to rain. Here are some tomatoes, like the ones I just showed you. So this one's kind of a tomato garden for us. And so we've got a lot of tomatoes growing, some parsley, things that we put into our food, you know, that we like to use. Tarragon, even though it's not the prettiest plant, we use it. We use it for dressings. But this one we use mostly for lettuces, and guaranteed this lettuce is better than any lettuce you'd have in the store. Feel this. Can you feel this? It's like so soft. I love it, love it, love it. And this is how it starts off. You know, you put the seed in there, then it sprouts out into a little plant, and then it grows into a bigger plant. So these are all different types. There's romaine, there's bib, all different kinds. We love the different lettuces. Here's a small red leaf lettuce, I think it is. And then here's where it gets bigger. You know, so you've got all different types. So what happens is there's water and nutrients down here in this tub. This is a 20-gallon tub that holds the water and the nutrients. And there's a pump in there. Can't really see it, sorry. And then it goes all the way up to the top. And this is called the shower cap. I like to show the shower cap. The water comes up and then it showers the roots. Okay, let me see if I can show you some roots. And basically there's no dirt. The rock wool is the medium and the roots are there taking in the water. And so it's hydroponic, but also it's aeroponic, because 15 minutes of the time it's just air. Trying to whip this back around. So for 15 minutes, it's just air, aerating your tower garden, or, you know, however you have it set up. But basically some water, some air, and that makes it really, really strong. And I'll just show you my jalapeno plant as the last thing. So cute. Where are those babies? There's, okay, there it is. There's a bunch of them on here. And the tower garden just makes you happy, you know? There's some cilantro coming in. So you want to grow, let's see. You want to grow what makes you happy and what you're going to eat. It's so fun.
Yeah, and speaking of making you happy, I just had I just was talking to somebody the other day, and they were talking about how the mental health aspects of the tower garden. So I actually went out this morning, and I knew we were doing this event, so I cleaned up that tomato plant quite a bit. I trimmed it and stuff. And man, it was the best morning. I had some music on. I was just having a great time doing that. It was so, so cool. Sharon, tell everybody, how old are those tower gardens?
Oh goodness, like 10 years old.
10 years in the sun.
They're double UV protected food grade plastic. Lasts a long, long time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Okay. Oh, hold on. I'm working on it. I'm trying to be quick. That didn't work. Here we go.
We are born to grow. Whether the world around us is ready to change or not, we have to keep moving. It's time to refresh our minds, bodies, and spirits. It's time to feed our bodies the way they deserve to be fed, with fresh, nutritious foods. It's never too late to try something new. And in this spirit of growing upward, we look to vertical farming as a way to grow fresh fruits and vegetables in our own homes. Because it's in our own homes that this new growth began. With Tower Garden, anyone can have access to fresh produce without a trip to the farmer's market. And because tower to table is a much shorter path than farm to table, Tower Garden produce is a special defense. Help us build a healthier, more sustainable future for your family, your communities, and the world at large. Let's grow together with Tower Garden. It's time to grow.
All right. Thank you, everybody that told me that my music was playing. I didn't know that. Let me check on that.
If on purpose or not. Emma came singing that song as she came down the stairs.
Well, I don't understand where it was playing. Okay. Anyway, hey, let's there was one other there's a little question that came up, more of a comment, and I would say that Melissa said they do make a Tower Garden cage. I mean, a tomato cage that kind of goes around the base, and there's these poles coming up the side, and that is a really cool thing. I choose not to use that. You might have noticed on, I don't know if you caught that, but I just know how big those tomatoes are going to really get and how far I want to take them. So I just put something in the grass and I just trellis them up. In fact, I'm thinking about, I saw somebody like grow tomatoes going straight up like onto the pergola. So I'm thinking about maybe doing that if my wife lets me someday. All right, anybody have any questions at this point? If not, we have more excitement. And Justin, if you want to bring your put your camera on, are you able to go live or at least your audio? There's Justin. Hey, so everybody, I'm gonna just let Justin, like, if you could just briefly tell us your story and what's going on with you in Tower Gardens and what you're excited about.
Cool. So good afternoon or good evening, everybody. My name is Justin Randolph. I'm with Green Mechanics. We are a newly found ecological engineering consultancy based in the DMV area, up in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. I'm not sure where everybody is from on the call, but yeah, we're from the DMV. We are a young startup ecological engineering company. We based Denzel, I see you in the chat, my brother. Yeah, Denzel was one of the guys that first introduced me to Juice Plus. And then he showed me the Tower Gardens about a year ago. And it just makes sense. So we deal with eco technologies where we use the environment and technology. We combine them to create efficiency for the people. We like to pride ourselves on creating harmony between the humans and the environment, because what we've done so far has created climate change, and the environment is kind of not agreeing with it. So we're trying to create harmony and using things like eco technologies. We like hydroponics, like we deal with algae. We deal with like living bulkheads, where we filter water using plants and wetland and a stand-up setting. What else do we do? We do a number of other things. Community engagement. We installed rain barrels with partners in the city. Just youth engagement. We do a little bit of everything, but the goal is to connect people and youth to the environment. So this is most definitely one of the things that piqued our interest, because one of the things we pride ourselves on, and our mission, our long-term mission, is to help curb food insecurity. Because food insecurity in this area is a big deal, and a powerful, pretty impactful big deal. You can you can see the drastic changes pretty quickly. So this is definitely this product, the Tower Garden. When they showed it to us and we saw how it grows and how often it grows, it's like, okay, this could really be something. So this was one of our things that we wanted to bring into the ecosystem, our product ecosystem, if you will. And it's been a joy so far. I love working with the team. The Juice Plus team is very enthusiastic, very passionate about the product, very passionate about just the overall mission of helping people. So I'm excited to join the team, become a partner, and start delivering these things. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool what you all have done. But we see the impact that it can make, and other people see it as well. And we've already had a number of clients state their interest, and a number of current clients that said, okay, y'all got that, I got that too. Okay. So yeah, we're excited to help build with y'all and expand and really change the trajectory of things, because with the food crisis coming up and the trucking shortage and the climate change, and just going back to growing our own food, and taking more ownership and control of our health, is where we believe the trajectory is going, and where we want to support our people in doing so. So yeah, hopefully
That's
that
excellent.
wasn't too long.
Oh, that's great, Justin. And so Justin and I have been talking quite a bit the last couple weeks, and we had a nice Zoom session today with our there's actually something called the Tower Farms division of Juice Plus that some people don't even know about. And that's where we go from our home tower gardens to these commercial farms that go like 15 feet high. There's hundreds of tower farms around the world. There's some tower farms as large as over 1,000 towers, and each of those towers can have 44 plants on it when they're 15 feet high. So it's pretty cool stuff. So Justin, what's some of your takeaways and excitement or impressions after meeting with Brett from corporate today?
But after meeting with Brett, I definitely realized the potential in going commercial. Because there's a lot of people that have that
Step away.
have that need.
It's all right.
I thought she was asking a question. There's a lot of people that have that space, have that need, and the commercial side of things allows you to expand your reach, expand your impact. I'm sure y'all enjoy like taking your bag of extras to your neighbors. So we want to expand that feeling and expand that expand that feeling, expand that deed. Because this food, giving food, like it changes the trajectory of a lot of things. We spoke to a Boys and Girls Club yesterday, of Greater Washington, who noted that they had their director had experienced introducing fresh produce to a group of young people at one time before, and he talked about how their whole mindset and energy toward each other, and energy toward learning, energy toward coming to school all changed just with them eating fresh produce more often, for snacks and lunch and things like that in school. So going into having that commercial arm of Tower Gardens is incredible. And I think it can do as much as change the world, honestly. Because I think this product is that powerful. Especially with the land, like being able to reduce the land usage, the water usage, the mineral usage, the pest, and there's no mess, there's no soil. Like that takes a lot of the headache out of it, for a lot of people, and it just makes sense. So yeah, talking with Brett definitely got me fired up, and definitely put me in the position to be like, okay, yeah, that's where I want to be. Like I want to be that guy that people come to, when they're in Tower Garden and want to do this. So
Well, that's good. Now I mean, you're thanks, Justin, for sharing. But now you're connected, and your company's moving forward with Tower Gardens. I mean, I only expect really cool things coming from you guys. It's going to be fun to work with you guys and help you out however I can. But it was really cool to meet with Brett today because his whole background is from like a commercial experience. So he was talking about things like, the yield of a tower garden and how much food it actually produces, and what kind of impact that makes. And basically, I thought it was pretty cool. He was saying that, like, if you get a tower garden, so a regular tower gardens, I think, like, what is it, Sharon, like $640 or something, which
I know how much.
yeah,
installment
it's
is.
right around there. But the company gives you an interest-free loan. You just get, not a loan, but you get to make payments on it for 12 months. So you're paying like 50, just over 50, like $55 or something a month, 54, and it's going to produce about that much food, about that much worth of food. So that's pretty cool to know. So basically, it's paying for itself. And then after that first year, I mean, think about it. We have been growing for 12 years. So we paid for those things in a year. That's 11 years of free food, so it's pretty cool. Can we go over to Jimmy and see what the heck is going on over there? Let's check this out. Jimmy, are you ready for us? I'm just going to go right to you. Can you unmute?
Right, Jimmy.
I took a chance, but I saw a pepper and I was like,
Can you hear me?
let's hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just went out and I've been growing for about the same time, and once I understood how to grow and how to work my towers, I've had free food for 11 years now, and the taste, the smell. Here in California, you could pretty much grow year round. That's where I'm at. So yeah, I got some bell pepper here. I don't know if you can see. They're turning color, sweet peppers. I just pulled out all my cucumbers. I got a huge eggplant back here.
Oh yeah.
It's a show and tell piece. I invite people to come over, take a look, and they're like, well, interest-free payments and free food after a year is pretty appealing to a lot of people. Here's some a huge plant of my mint.
Yum.
So and on Facebook, there's a huge. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have fun with
Really
it.
nice.
That's what I say. Have fun with it.
Yeah, just grow whatever you want, right? I mean, that's the way to do it. And does somebody have an indoor tire? By the way, that was the tomato cage that Jimmy was rocking over there. So that was the tomato cage. Supports more of those viney type of things. And we're going to pop over to Gwen O'Rourke, and then we're going to get a few questions in because we're actually scheduled to go a little bit longer on this, but I know some people might have been expecting a shorter thing, so I want to get to these questions. But Gwen, let's go to you. Thanks, Jimmy.
Okay. I can move my camera around so you can see better. So I just planted seeds 3 weeks ago. So this is seed straight into my tower gardens. So you can tell how well they're doing inside. I'm in New Mexico, so it's hot in the desert outside. So
So Gwen, just to clarify, these are the same exact tower gardens you're seeing from us, except on the top, can you aim up and you see on the top, there's just that little cap that has 4 lights coming off it around the sides. And that gives the perfect amount of light in order to grow indoors year round.
yeah, and then let me see. And they can move. They're really cool. You can pull them out and they stay out. So when your plants get too big, you can move your lights out so that they never burn, but it works great. It works really, really good. So, but like these are only 3 weeks old. So I just have a bunch of greens on this one, and this is my herbs over here behind me. So this is just some Swiss chard and some kale and some bok choy and some more kale down on the bottom. These 2 rows were old seeds, so I'm just going to put more seeds in there. Some new seeds in there. I wanted some arugula. I don't remember what the other row was, but I'll fill them in. I bought new seeds, so I'm ready to go. And then I've got all these herbs back here, and let me show you. Oh, sorry. And that's my basil just going right there. And that's only 3 weeks old. So, and they're going to be great. I can't wait. I'm out of pesto. I can't wait for more pesto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me put that back.
I mean, I love that too. Yeah, it kills me going to the grocery store and like those little tiny things of herbs are like
$4.
$4 and $5, and it's my goodness. I mean, so
Slimy.
when I'm cooking, I'll be making hummus. I just kind of run outside and grab a handful of
Parsley.
parsley and just throw it in there, and it's just so good, so good. Thanks,
And
Gwen. Appreciate it.
yeah. And these are not slimy either, like the ones you get at the store.
That's Oh, we don't have any cilantro right now, so we actually bought some store cilantro, and it seems like it's only 1 day you can get out of it, and then it starts getting that slime happening. And
Yeah.
it's just so gross. I mean, I love pulling lettuce off and chopping it and having a salad that is literally minutes old. It's pretty cool.
Way better.
All right, I got one more I want to share with you guys. That's going to be Melissa. All right, Melissa, what do you got going on over there?
Oop. All right, let's see if we can see. Sorry, I was getting eaten alive, so I came inside for a little bit. All right.
Now would be the time to put any questions you want answered into the chat, everybody. We'll do some
would do that.
scrolling too. Go ahead,
Oh,
Melissa.
there we go. All right, so there I have some big basil hanging out up there. Lettuce, and these like maybe 2 weeks old. Actually added a marigold because I think they're good pollinators. Oh, I really like who showed their mint. I'm sorry, I'm doing this on my computer, so this smells so good. And if anybody has some rosemary recipes, that would be super because I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but like Sharon said, can you smell this? And some of my other stuff's a little small, but I did notice I started pretty late. Can you see my little cucumber?
Oh yeah.
How cute is that? So it's trying to wind itself around the mint. Can you see this okay? Let me see. The backside
Yeah,
looks
we see
a little
great.
tiny. So I might have had old seeds or the one thing we didn't really talk about, but we talked about it a little bit just in the chat is you do have to check the pH and add some minerals that help it grow. So sometimes that just gets a little funky. So I'm going to do that tomorrow, but we had ours inside like Gwen did over the winter. And my biggest takeaway was my husband walking into the kitchen saying, "Can I just pull stuff off of here and make a salad?" I was like, "What? Yeah, absolutely." And I mean, it was stuff like I wouldn't, if I didn't have it, I wouldn't put arugula in a salad. I wouldn't put kale in a salad. So I was doing arugula, kale, spinach, and whatever kind of leaf lettuce I had. And they were like the best salads. And it's just really exciting. And I think bok choy, I enjoyed growing. That was a good time. It would still be here, except the beetles got to it this year. I don't know why, but.
That's one of the things I like to just keep in mind, and I think that's really important, is sometimes people are like, yeah, but what if this happens? What if the beetles come? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if I go out of town and it runs out of water? It's like big deal. Like sometimes I have things I'm sprouting and it just doesn't work. It like the cilantro doesn't make it. So you just plant some more and you try again.
Yeah.
But overall, it's not like you're seeing anybody's towers and they're not growing. I mean, trust me, if you don't have one of these, this is not Photoshop. These things grow. It's amazing. So, and you just gotta have a relaxed attitude about it. Just if you just fill up the water, and every time you fill up the water, you put a little bit more of the mineral solution that it comes with your tower garden. And then you check your pH, kind of like a pool. And that doesn't mean you're out there every day checking the pH. It just means that usually when I fill it up, I'll check the pH and then adjust it if necessary. They give you a solution also to adjust the pH.
And you know what I should
Anything
say?
else you got?
Well, in
Yeah.
case anybody looks at mine and thinks it looks a little empty, I'm just realizing I actually have 2 extension sets. So this is me, I'm 5'6", and the tower's pretty much taller than me. I forgot I had 2 extension sets. So I just loaded them on. So, you know, that's why it looks a little,
I like the
if it was short, it'd be a lot
I
fuller.
use yeah. And well, don't worry, it's going to get full.
It's
Those
gonna
are all
get
young plants.
They are.
That's one of
so
the
it's
things.
really a lot of
Thank
fun.
you, Melissa.
Sure.
Absolutely. Well, that's one of the things we learn over time, guys, is you learn like how frequently you should be planting so that you have a good rotation of old plants versus new ones coming in and kind of a good cycle happening. So let's see some questions. Does somebody want to unmute if you want to ask a question or tell me about one of the questions we should answer?
This is Inez. I'd like to show my tower.
Oh, great. Inez.
That's what I will do. I'll go over to it so that you can actually get to see it. I am every morning when I walk out of my bedroom, the first thing I do is talk to my tower. Okay, you're looking at me. Can you see it yet? Oh crap. I forgot to turn that off. Hold on a second. Let me do that.
Oh, yeah, you got background.
Yeah, I got to turn that off. Why
That's
won't
okay. There you go.
Okay, I'm about to do that. None. Okay.
I think you got it.
So here we are. Where is that not going down? Should have done all that before I jumped my mouth out.
You want to just go? You're looking good. Oh, yeah.
So that's my tower. To it, and it's just feeding every single day such nutritious food. And I love that. And I go around this way so you can see this part of it as well. Of all of them, but I know they taste delicious. The kale, the basil, this is my basil right here. And this is I think this is kale. All of this, I just break off. And I know this is the Swiss chard down here. I just break it off and I make a salad out of it. Sometimes I put it in my smoothie. And I discovered that when I put this in my smoothie, it's tastier, it tastes better than when I was buying this and using it out of the store. So that's what I wanted to share.
Absolutely. Well, I might need to start talking to my plants more. You've told me that once before, Inez, because those look very healthy. I'll tell you what, that's one thing. Another thing we were talking about with the commercial division of Tower Garden today. Shar, we're going to get to you next. That when you have like a commercial farm that's in an enclosed environment with lights and heat and air conditioning, you completely control the environment. And that's what's probably happening. You guys that are growing inside, you have that same temperature year round and you have the lights exactly how you want them. There's no cloudy days when you're using your lights indoors. So and they grow really steady inside. That's nice. Cool. Shar, is that how we say it? Let's hear it.
Yeah, so it's Shar and Sean. We're both here with you guys.
You want a video?
Sure. Whatever.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, listen, this is very impromptu for us. We just got this first invite. We have our Tower Gardens in boxes right now. But one of your girls from Boca called me the other day. I just got the stuff and I thought it was so cool. Number one, for the sales category, I'll give you a little short thing about us, but we run a business, 2 businesses together, and life changes, and we're like late 30s, and we both went through marriages, and then I was like doing this house, and I was gonna have this garden, and we literally sold the house, and life changed. So
now we have Tower Gardens, and we're excited. We want to know like all the tips, like everything to do, like the do's and don'ts.
And I had nowhere to put plants.
And it's going in my garage. We live in South Florida in Jupiter.
So I think there's a couple questions, but we thought it was so good to have the dollies and roll them around. We have outdoor plants, and I brought all mine down, and I was like, you know what? There's like so much work with pests, and
it's my first day. I have no idea like
Yeah,
I'm doing. She's
she
the
doesn't
last-
know.
Yeah, he's the
So-
green thumb. not
So we have
me.
this family set that we're gonna put in the garage, and this
Well,
is
we're
cool.
thinking about getting. Someone just asked about the garage and how hot it is, so we're thinking about getting an air conditioner.
Couple things.
A temporary, like
We're new. What are the limits?
portable.
What are
yeah.
the limits on growing things? And then two, is it like for indoors versus natural sunlight? Are there differences? Those are my two questions right away.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll address some of those. I will say that so you're going to be in a garage in Florida in the heat. We just moved from Coral Springs up to Jacksonville, so I know the kind of heat you get in that garage.
We're gonna
I
air
would
condition-
think if you're going to do it in the garage,
We're air
say again.
conditioning. We're putting
Should we temperature control it?
we're putting a portable air conditioner in it. That's for sure until
Yeah.
fall comes.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, that's a great
that's
idea. I was just thinking doing the same thing in mine. One of those split units where you have one and half in and half out. And so yeah, if you get your temperature down, as long as you get it down, I mean, if you could get it down to like 85, the thing is you're gonna have to run that AC a lot, you know.
that's listen, this is made for like we're doing this for real, and we love the
Yeah,
idea.
we're
So that
excited.
answers the question right there. What are the limits on the type of vegetables you can grow? Somebody asked about root vegetables, and I'm like, yeah, I have to build boxes outside. I'm imagining no.
Right. You can grow anything that isn't a tree or a root.
Got it. Okay.
So you're not going to grow potatoes. You're not going to grow onions, although green onions you can. You're not going to grow any trees. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can grow, including in some places people are growing medicinal cannabis, and there's all kinds of stuff you can do. So it's anything that's no raspberry bushes, blueberry bushes.
That's good
Yeah.
to know. Why? Because they spread real far, or
List.
what's the
So
deal with that?
towergarden.com, and I want to guide you guys because I know that not just you, but there's a few other new people on here that might need some more basic information. As you saw in your setup, if you open your boxes, there's some stuff. There's videos that they're going to point you to the YouTube channel. So Tower Garden on YouTube is going to have a lot of great playlists that really. Lost my camera. There's a lot of great
On that
playlists that are going to really, yeah.
I was going to tell you on that note, I want to commend you because I'd love to move on to other people too, but I want to commend you guys on that one thing. So I didn't know you had a partner program. I wasn't even thinking about that. It had nothing to do with anything. Betsy, I think it was, told me, she's like, oh, we do this partner program. I'm like, listen, that's a no-brainer because all of our parents are already asking
Yeah,
about
I
it.
want everybody
And
to
I was
get
like,
on
listen,
the Tower Gardens.
I was like,
I want,
yeah, I didn't even know. I was like, you guys got to have your own food, period. Like, I'm
especially
a big
what's
fan.
going on.
Yeah, so I was like, you got to have it. So when they
We
said,
love this.
show us the pictures, and I was like, oh, they're going to do this webinar. I had no idea, by the way. But I want to commend the company, especially for those from a marketing standpoint. When I got the email, now maybe this was random. If you timed it, it would be perfect. When I got the email, hey, welcome to your Tower Garden, it was the same day as my delivery. Now that is pretty badass, if you ask me. If that happens automatically, I don't know. But the fact that it was like, it showed up, and then the same day almost, it was like, hey, here's the video to go
And
watch.
the
So
follow up, and then now, yeah.
from a sales standpoint,
Yeah.
major great job on that.
Educating for sure.
So there you
So
go.
that's
Thanks
good to hear.
for having.
That's good. Thank you guys. And I'll speak to that. We do have a great company. The company's been around over 50 years. It's a real solid, stable company. The goal actually of the company, and I think it's great you're going to become partners with the Juice Plus company and share this info with other people. Because the actual mission statement of the company is to create a stable and lasting business that helps as many as people as possible realize their dreams. So, having another income is a no-brainer too, especially when it's a great product like this. And we just did get a new CEO that it's kind of tightening up a lot of things. So it's cool to see that. I would consider that startup almost as a marketing thing too. So our new CEO is named Stuart Cronahi. She came to us from the Juice Plus not the Juice Plus company, but the Coca-Cola company. She was VP of marketing over there, and then she went over to Beyond Meats and helped grow the Beyond brand, and then she just got to us from here. So we're really happy with our company, and it looks like things are looking great for us to grow in the future, as well as the need and the interest for tower gardens. You're hearing brand new people, like Just Anne's relatively new. You guys are brand new, and you're just excited, and you can see we're excited too. Nanette, what would you like to share?
Hey, I wanted to let people know who are growing it indoors that this cute little thing here, I don't know if you can see it. It's a pollinator and it works very well. It buzzes, and the little toothbrush end, you take it from flower to flower while it vibrates, and then it helps to pollinate. It does extremely well pollinating. I had so many tomatoes indoors that you wouldn't believe it. I don't know if I'm able to share my screen, but I would show you a picture of my, oh yeah, I can. So I live in a small 900 square foot apartment. And so that's what mine is in my bedroom. And that's a picture of it there. I'll stop sharing, but I just wanted to tell people about this if you're doing it indoors, because I saw some questions about, and people saying using a fan and everything. I tried the fan, I tried the little toothpick, I tried the Q-tip, and I was on a tower garden event and saw somebody living in New York growing all kinds of stuff that need to be pollinated in her little apartment. And she told me about this little doohickey. So you can get it off of Amazon. It's a little pollinator and it works.
I think it's, Nanette showed me that and I went and bought it too, because I used to just kind of rub my hands over my tomato plant and hope for the best. But since I got that, it's definitely more exact and it definitely works. Be the bee. That's right. Let's see, any question? Let's finish up with some Q&A. I know there's people that have growing questions and bug questions and water questions and pH and sunlight. Somebody said, yeah, they were asking about how long do the lights last? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure LEDs last for a long time. So I think Gwen's on 3 years. But
Yeah, I haven't had to replace any yet, so
Yeah. I've never had one go out.
no.
I've
And
had
I
my
have
car indoors too since 2015.
There is a warranty for them as well. So I forget how long that is for, but there is a warranty on all of the parts.
1 year.
That's
1 year. It's a 1 year warranty.
well,
Arrow
Garden lights last. I saw the Arrow Garden in Walmart the other day. It's cute. That's all I'm going to say is it's cute.
That's it.
This is Arrow Garden ain't cute. It's a beast. That's all I'm going to say. But, the garage growers. Let me tell you, reach out to me. Whoever invited you here, they'll be able to figure out how to get in touch with me. I have a YouTube video. I hope it's on YouTube. I'm going to share it with you. But it's on one of these events. I had a guy named Dominic who is starting. I think he might be a truck driver that's starting a home business growing produce for restaurants and stuff. And he has 30 tower gardens in his garage. And literally the garage is full of 30 tower gardens. And I think he's making like $5 or $6 grand a month right now. And he's going to expand that and create an off-site tower garden farm, which Justin, I might need to get you in touch with him because he might need some engineering solutions from you. All right, when's the best time to grow strawberries in South Florida outside? Well, all I know is this, Meriday, that the Strawberry Festival in Plant City is in January or February. So I'm pretty sure that's a winter crop. So I would say in South Florida, you know how we have that glorious first cold front around October something that feels like it's almost starting to want to be less humid? That would be definitely a good time to be planting them. But I'll tell you what, maybe even having them already in the tower by that time. When you go, I buy my seeds from johnnyseeds.com. And if you really look, most of you guys probably don't look at your seed packets, but on the back, it tells you things like how many days germination takes. How long, if you go on Johnny Seeds, they have a guide for everything. It has a recommendation of when you would take them from germinating in trays to putting them into the ground or into a tower garden. It gives you temperatures of what it likes to germinate at and what it likes to grow at. So that can kind of guide you. With that said, we're not supposed to be able to grow lettuce in the summer, but I think you just saw that Sharon showed you my tower garden that's full of lettuce. And if I want to go eat a salad right now, I can, because we're growing lettuce in 98 degrees. All right. So now my lettuce would grow even better if I took the time to like put frozen water bottles in the bottom, or maybe raise them up off the concrete and do all that stuff. But you know what? The tower garden extends the growing season, yes, and they're growing good enough for me right now. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to get some wheels, because like just now I had to like really work hard to move that tower over where Sharon, it would be convenient for her. So I'm going to get some wheels anyway. Spinning your tower garden, Melissa, that's a great tip from Sony. Because another thing, I have my tower garden set up so in the morning I get light, but starting at about 2 o'clock, the pergola starts breaking up the light because I am in 97 degrees, right? So what I can do is I can spin it around, and then you got different sides getting it. But, it doesn't make that big of a difference, because like my tomato tower is staked into the ground on a trellis, so I can't spin that one. Other questions?
Someone was asking if there was a difference between how things grow indoors and outdoors. And what I noticed is that indoors, okay, it's because outdoors you have the sunlight and it's just a different animal or a different thing, so to speak. Indoors, your plants grow well, but sometimes the outdoor ones tend to look a little fuller. And that's the only difference that I've noticed. They tend to get maybe a little bit bigger, and unless you have additional lights on somehow, I noticed the outdoor ones are a little bit fuller. But you saw my tower garden, things grow just as well, I would say. But I noticed my sister's Swiss chard down in New Orleans looked a little bit different than my Swiss chard inside.
Yes. But you know what, Nanette, I sometimes complain, and when my towers get too full and big, I don't like the way it looks. I always tell Sharon, I like mine to look like a commercial tower with just a head of lettuce, looking real neat. But there's nothing wrong with overgrowing them. I know my friend Beverly and Johnny, they grow them, and their towers are crazy, but they have a lot of food growing on those things, so it's pretty good.
I have a question.
So I think they grow. I do think they grow a little stronger outside. That's my opinion. Question from Meriday.
Yeah, so it's from us. So we have 2 tower gardens and they're doing well. I'm definitely still experimenting because I think I put too many seeds in some of the little pods and them having all these things trying to get out of them. But anyways, actually the question is about the shade cloth because it's super hot, super hot here. You know that. So Bob created a shade cloth over it, and everything's still growing, but I'm wondering, like, would it be growing better if it was in the direct sun, really coming down on it? Or yeah. I don't know. I'm experimenting.
You've seen my picture, I think, my South Florida. Some of the pictures you've seen of our towers are probably from South Florida, and those were completely full sun all the time. But I will say, when you get in, especially a super hot summer, it can be a little too hot. So let's put it this way, if you were operating a commercial tower garden farm, you would put up a fabric that's designed for horticulture. And what it does, though, is it gives you a 50% reduction of the power of the sun. So if you wanted to do something like that, which I don't think is necessary, but if you wanted to, like my lettuce grows a little too fast because it's so hot right now, and the water inside feels like it's got to be 85 degrees easy. So it starts to do what's called bolting. It just goes really fast, and it doesn't stay as a nice little head. It wants to grow up. To prevent that, I could cool the water, or I could do some sort of a shade, or I could just eat it. So I'm just gonna eat it. But I know some people like to tinker more than other people. But so if you're a tinkerer, I would look for like a farming equipment store or something online and look into like a shade that you could build out of the right kind of fabric, and that's going to do it like they would do professionally.
Yeah, I would show you now. We already have it. It's done. It's a huge thing. But I would show you right
Okay.
now, but it's dark, and now it's dark out, so I can't show you how it looks. But it looks good. I was just wondering your opinion on
Okay.
that. It made sense what you were saying, how
Well,
it's slower
Are you
growing.
getting some side light in the early
Yes.
time and late time? So that's probably working great.
Okay.
Probably working great.
Okay.
Good. I know you guys had 2 towers. I thought you had 1. That's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Sally, the light on the home inside unit can be taken off, and there's a regular, what we call the shower cap, that goes on there, and then it would just roll right outside. Now there is another type of tower garden. It's made for the indoors, and it has a little smaller reservoir, and it has wheels built in. But to be honest with you, I don't own one. To me, it's a little less sturdy. It does take a little less footprint if you're going to have it inside. Nanette, is that what yours was? Was it an indoor unit?
So I got mine before Home Tower Gardens came out, and I will say that I'm looking forward to one day getting a home version because the Flex does not fit through doorways. It does not.
Oh,
I need to clean mine or empty it out. I have to empty the entire thing so I can move it, kind of lift it and put it sideways empty to get out of my room and take care of it that way.
That
So-
happened to me too.
You know,
Yeah. So yeah,
know,
if you
we
want it indoors,
hurricane or
you
something coming.
move it through doorways, you need the home version. It's just much simpler. Also, it tells you when the water levels are going down. And so it's just a benefit. It was made to go in the inside. So and my sister,
I'm going to show you guys a picture.
and she has a little outdoor space. She actually has her home one outside, and it's been doing fine. So.
If we go to, this is the indoor version right here. And this one has the lights built in, so it is a little bit more money because the lights cost a couple $100. So the price of the Flex, that's what we call the regular tower garden. That's one of those full outside ones. It's $55.83 for 12 months, and the indoor one with lights built in are $85 a month for 12 months. You can also get the regular tower garden and add the lights to it, and there's a dolly you can get with it, and there's also the extensions that Melissa was talking about. Sharon and I have the extensions on ours, whereas this is Jimmy's. Those do not have the extensions. And then there's the tomato cage as an option as well. So there's some options. You can kind of customize it how you want it. And do we have an active raised hand from Char's iPhone?
Sean.
Yes. Question on, I'm just realizing there's different styles. I'm asking because I really don't know what's in my boxes. So I bought the like the 3 tower garden system. I don't know if it was a family. Which one are those? Is that the regular?
It's the Flex. That's
going to be the Flex.
All right, because
So it doesn't have the lights.
all right, because I bought the dollies extra. I was like, wait a minute, did I buy like the indoor ones? Because I have lights too. So I guess I just got the whole thing with lights.
And the solar.
Yeah.
We have a lot.
I have the Flex with the light.
Well, it's these right here, but just a little bit taller. These are 5'5". The ones that you bought are about 6'4".
Yeah.
So you got
Awesome.
3 of them.
Okay.
with all the attachments, and that's a
Okay,
great.
you guys
deal
are all-
with
Yeah, that
family.
family garden is a great deal. What you got,
Water.
because that's going to have the dollies. It's going to have the extensions already. So, I mean, you're going to grow a ton of food on those things. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The point was, I'm going to take time with this. Yeah, that's the whole point. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, I want to thank everybody for hopping on. This was really fun. We're actually doing another event on Tuesday night, kind of similar. We're going to be sharing some more Tower Gardens and talking about them. And it feels very natural to share the Tower Garden, as you can see, because it's exciting. If you don't have one, it's still kind of exciting, I've noticed, to people. So please come on back on Tuesday night. It's going to be on the same line, actually, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. I have a new poster that's coming out to all the people that I have contact with, and on my Facebook wall, I'll put it up there. And we invite you guys to come back. Oh, Sharon says we have Jesse's call Tuesday at 8. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going to make the Tower event at 7, so we can go talk to Jesse's team at 8. Kathy Thurman, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. One of my partners is talking to her school district there about Tower Gardens, and I don't know enough to be able to guide her on that. Can you answer some questions about schools and best way and options and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, do you want to do a separate Zoom? I mean, I would hop on the phone with the school for you if you want to. As I mean, I kind of speak their language. I used to be a school administrator. Or you can ask a few questions now, whatever you want.
Mina, do you want to ask questions or do you want to do it separate? She's too shy to talk. So
Okay.
try it.
Well, why don't
all of it.
you want to
So,
set up a Zoom session with just us three and kind of work out a few things?
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Just the sides would be fine. Yeah.
Okay, great. So Kathy, you can just reach out to me on Voxer and we can set up that Zoom. I'd be glad to speak with you guys.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Tuesday, 7 p.m. We're gonna have Tower Tuesday. It could start a tradition. I don't know. But there's just too much excitement and too much energy around these towers. So we're gonna keep talking about them and spreading the word. All right, guys. Thanks again for coming on. I'm going to move over here and stop some of my other recordings that are happening.
Thanks, guys.
And
Have a great
broadcast.
Thanks, everyone.